What a great goal, and isn't football great too? What you've just heard were the players celebrating as a team, without the voice of a commentator, without any tricks in post-production. That goal for Milan under-19s against Cagliari was scored by a young man named Enoch Engebesso, a guy from Brescia who just a year earlier was afraid he would have to give up the sport he loves. He had heard the ligaments in his knee give way. Now what? Go on, Enoch, you can do it, you'll be back. He showed great inner strength to battle through, to banish any doubt, and he believed in the encouragement of his teammates, the doctors, his coaches, and the club. The club also share his values: courage, utter unwavering belief in equality, and trust in what a handshake means between two people, regardless of their colour, creed, or sexual orientation. Those values are non-negotiable, as young Engebesso candidly admitted 2 years ago, when Mario Balotelli was the victim of racism in a match between Verona and Brescia. It's not just the black players that need to walk off, everyone does, the Milan man rightly said. That's because walking off with your heads held high is the best way to walk back on for a game the next time around. All together, in the right atmosphere, with the right principles, so you can play in a spirit of respect. No ifs, no buts. Walk on is exactly what he did when he came off the bench against Cagliari to score before being mobbed by his teammates. What an amazing feeling, Enoch. Richly deserved. What Engebesso called for in Verona had already occurred in Busto Arsizio several years earlier, in January 2013. It was your typical mid-season friendly, pro patria against Milan. A few idiots began targeting Kevin Prince Boateng, and Boat simply had enough. I'm done. One walks off, we all do, the team decided, and they never came back on.
It felt really bad. That's why I did it. It was important that the team followed me. It was a really strong message to the whole world.
Football is a funny old game. You walk onto the pitch for a friendly one afternoon in Busto Arsizio expecting to get an insight into the form and fitness levels of your team, and yet you come away with a life lesson that goes way beyond the world of sport. It is a lesson that stays with you whenever and wherever, as Boateng himself confirmed.
It's not just in Italy, it's the entire world. It's a disease we must beat. It's vital. I sent my message, but I didn't plan it ahead of time. I just reacted. I sent my message. It was a strong one, because all of AC Milan, from the president down, followed me. Now we have to work to convince other presidents and important people.
No to racism has been enshrined in Milan's inclusive values right from day one. Back in March, the club emphasised the fight against racism by sharing a social media post featuring several players of different nationalities with the new kit promoted by FIFA 21. In the video game, you could choose to play in a kit with the message, "Keep out racism." In June 2020, Milan became the first team to return to action after lockdown against Juventus in the Coppa Italia and take a knee to support the Black Lives Matter campaign. During the summer tour of 1992, the Rossoneri were granted an audience with Nelson Mandela, the legendary South African statesman. He was the man who exposed apartheid before bringing it to its knees. One of the senior players in the Milan women's team was born in Soweto, where Mandela fought and won his battle. What was once the ghetto of Johannesburg is now the city's beating heart, and her own Refilo Jane, or Fifi as she's known, was born there. She is the symbol of a great kaleidoscope. The fight against racial segregation has left her with neither scars nor any bitterness. You only needed to see her on the Milan TV special A Day with Valentina and Refilo and listen to her speak and sing the national anthem to realise how Soweto really has a place in everyone's hearts. Mandela taught us that. Boateng is well aware of it too, and he was also inspired by the great man.
He was an incredible man. It was an honor to shake his hand. At that moment, I thought of him.
In questo momento ho anche pensato a lui.